Hi everybody, my name's Heather, also known as the Brooklyn Queen in LA. Welcome back to my channel. And today I have something sort of new, well, new to me. One of the latest releases, not the latest release because they just came out with a beautiful new palette that I do intend to pick up. But this here is Fairytale Europe from none other than Nomad Cosmetics. And look at this beautiful color story. Oh, she's stunning, yes. So, I'm here, nowhere to go, but I wanna look pretty. So I wanna play in this beautiful palette and let's just see what kind of look I can come up with today. Okay, so my eyes are primed and I'm ready to go. So I was looking at this palette further. Hold on, I don't want to, mirror here. So this is all neutral mattes at the bottom. So this is more like a nice, beautiful shimmer heavy palette. So let's see how this works out. I'm looking at this green, I'm looking at this pink, and I think I want to put them together. Let's see what I can come up with. All right, but first, let's go. I'm gonna go in with the shade Chateau de Chambord. I know I said that wrong, but that's the shade here. Just as just buff it out. So this is basically this shade here is basically maybe a little bit lighter than my skin tone, which is fine. Put it over my, I think I used the P. Louise eye primer. So roughly about that same color. So that's down. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm trying to think, how do I want to approach this? Do I wanna use brown or do I want to use the black? I don't know, I think I'm in the mood for a brown today. Pink and green with the brown matte. Let's see. All right. So I'm gonna go in with the brown first. Start on my outer corner. And just a little bit in the crease of my eye. This is a nice brown. It's not too, it's not that dark as well. So I may have to go in with the black just to deepen it on the outer corner, but we'll see after I get all the rest of the eyeshadow on. Okay, but I think that's how I want it. Oh, and I'm using a Singe eyeshadow brush to Singe the E10. I like these Singe eyeshadow brushes. They're really good. I think this is one of her newer ones that came out. I'm not sure, but I like this. It fits in my crease perfectly and lays the shadow down really nice. So if you haven't tried any of the Singe Beauty brushes, I've been using them now pretty much since she dropped them. I want to say, has it been 2 years now? I can't remember, but I really love the eyeshadow brushes. As a matter of fact, I think I may need a second one of these. This is actually really nice. Okay, so let's see. Do we want to do pink and green? Okay, let's go with the green. So I'm going to go with the green in the shade. What's the name of the shade? Love Story. Love Story. Yes, who doesn't love a beautiful love story, fairy tale love story? I love fairy tales. From the time when I was a little girl, my mother used to read me. Of course, they were European fairy tales, but still great nonetheless. Cinderella and Snow White were probably my favorites. I just sprayed my brush. I have this BK Beauty brush. What number is this? I can't read. I think it's a 203. So anyway, my mother used to read to me every night when I was a little girl. And I used to love Cinderella and Snow White. Those were my favorite fairy tales from a child. So yes, I love European fairy tales. I'm pretty sure there are African fairy tales and Asian fairy tales. I would love to read some of those as well, like childhood ones. Because, you know, growing up, those sort of things weren't available to us. So I would definitely be interested in that. But I did love me some Cinderella and Snow White. Those were my favorite. Oh, this green is really pretty. Look at this. Yeah, this is very pretty. Did get some fallout, so I'm glad I didn't do my face first. But this green is stunning. Just very stunning, very sparkly. All right, let's go with the other eye. Okay, what's next? Yeah, I wanted to go in with that pink. Yeah, this is like everywhere. All right, hopefully the pink isn't like that. Yeah, matter of fact, before I go in with the pink, let me go back with the green. Maybe I'll see if I get a different, or maybe I need to use glitter glue. It's definitely packing a punch though. That this is so pretty, this color. So pretty. Yeah, I like this. All right, let's see what we can do with the green. I feel like should I put glitter glue down? I don't like glitter glue. It makes the eyeshadows crease. Let's see, this seems to be a different formula. This pink. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you which one. Using, yeah, this pink right here. And that is the shade Fairy Godmother. How fitting. Let's see how this one lays down. I'm spraying it with I'm using this e.l.f. setting spray. I don't particularly like it as a setting spray, but to apply my shimmers, it's pretty good. Anyway, Fairy Godmother, that's what I'm putting here. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's real pretty. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Wow. That's stunning. Like my mouth is like watering right now. You see that? I don't have the best lighting in here, sorry. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Yep. All right, let's try the other eye. And this one doesn't have as much fallout as the green one. Just helpful. Or does it? Okay. Actually, I think that's still the green falling out. There we go. That's pink, okay. And there's another pink in here I want to try. Actually, the one under it, and the name of that shade is called Cinderella, one of my favorites. Okay, this one right here, Cinderella. Let's try Cinderella on. I love Cinderella. One of my favorite. I never get tired of that story or the movies that come out about it. That and Snow White. Yep, that's a stunner. Okay. And I love pink and green eyeshadow are like my favorites. Pink is my favorite color, and I love pink makeup. And I also love green makeup. The base is down. I think I'm gonna I need to blend a little more. Yeah, this is Yeah, these shimmers here are super sparkly. And super sparkly usually means super super fallout. So definitely do your eyes first before you do your base, otherwise you're gonna be a little upset. Okay. I feel like I need more shades on this eye. So I think I'm gonna go with this this green, this blue on the outer aspect here. This blue here. Blue and green mix great together. Blue, pink, and green, even better. Or, that purple is nice too, but I don't want it on the outside. Purple on the, yeah, let's go with blue. Okay. So yeah, this is a very shimmer heavy palette. So if mattes are your thing, you're gonna need to bring those in. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is a very shimmer heavy palette. It's pretty though. Yeah, so I'm taking that and putting that there to just complete this look because I feel like something was missing. And I think I found the missing key. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, good choice, good choice. Now I'm starting to wonder if I should even bother with the matte shadows. I mean, I don't know, what do y'all think? Anyway, let's go to the other side, okay. Just putting it, I think I need to spray the brush again. We'll have that Cinderella, because I'm really digging her. Right there, on top there, yep. Oh, this is probably one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes also. The E1 from Singe Beauty, it has like this little pointed top here, so it's great for like packing and getting into that inner corner over there. This is, I think I have like 3 of these already, and I feel like I want to buy more. I don't need to buy more, but I want more. So here we go. But yeah, this is one of those brushes, like it fits perfectly in the creases of my eye, because I have small eyes. And I like brushes that are, especially for eye makeup, I like brushes that are smaller, more detailed, so the eyeshadow doesn't get away from me. And this is one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes to use. Like, no lie. I really appreciate this creation here, I do. If you're not aware of Singe Beauty, it is the creator, Angelica Nyqvist. Yeah, Angelica Nyqvist. She has her own channel. She does great makeup. Matter of fact, she was one of the people that I used to follow back in the day to learn how to improve my technique, because we both have hooded eyes. So she was one of my go-tos for that. So when she came out with the brush line, I said, girl, let me give that a try. And I'm glad I did. Her eyeshadow brushes are one of my favorite. Okay, so I'm gonna go, I think I'm satisfied. I'm gonna go clean this up, and then I'm gonna come back and do the base face, okay? See you in a few. So I'm back. I just cleaned up all the glitter off my face and whatnot. My face is totally bare today. All I did was wash it. I didn't put any moisturizer, no sunblock, no nothing. I'm not going out. I'm not planning to go out. You never know. But actually I'm lying, I am going out. Forgot about that. But one of my other hobbies is running, and I'm actually training for 10Ks and a half marathon. So I do have to go out because I gotta go do my run today. But I'm probably gonna wash the makeup off my face, because I don't like to exercise with makeup on my face. That's gross. So I'm not going out with this. But yeah, I just took off all the glitter, but I didn't do any skincare. My face is totally bare because I don't like a lot of stuff in my face. And if I'm gonna do like a full makeup, like beat, or is that what they call it? You know, I do it with primers and stuff. So I'm going in with this primer from Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin Glow Serum. I think I'm on my third one of these. I absolutely love this primer. It holds my makeup on my face really well, and then I love to go over it with, of course, the Universal, the Skin Balm. This is like my third one, okay? I use this all the time. It helps control the oils. Now, today's foundation I'm gonna use is her Serum foundation. In the past, I've found this foundation to be a little heavy for my skin, so jury's still out for me. I much prefer the skin tint, which I do own also as well. I prefer the skin tint over her foundation, but I'm gonna continue to work with it, see if maybe it's something I'm doing wrong, but I don't think this will be a repeat buy, but the shade match is spot on. Yeah, definitely spot on. So we're gonna give this a try today. And of course our concealers. I have both concealers. My regular shade, or I'm sorry, forgot. The shade for my foundation is 18G, and the skin tint, my skin tint shade, if you're my twin, is 12, okay? Concealer shades are 14. Yeah, 14 for like my regular skin tone and 12 from when I want to do brightening. All right. And then well, this balm here is the universal shade, but when I do have the colored ones, also the tinted ones. So 8, 8.5 is what I use. I do have 9, but I use that more for like contouring, which I might do today, or maybe I'll contour with her this old one. I'm not too fond of this formula, but I think maybe I need to work with it a little more. Maybe it's just me. But I actually love contouring with that blurring balm. It gives my, matter of fact, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. It's number 9, yeah. When I was tanned, I was using it like as a foundation too, but my tan faded. But this here is nice, really nice as a contour, bronzer, whatever as well. So I haven't decided which one I'm gonna use yet. We'll put that to the side for now. It's this. So the reason why I didn't put any skincare, normally, well, if I were going out, I would have sunblock on my face at the very least. And then I love the LYS, that vitamin C serum. I've been using that for a couple of years now. I'll mix it with my Tatcha sunblock, and that's pretty much all I use. I don't really experiment with skincare too much anymore. When I was younger, yes, but I've pretty much settled on what I like. I know what my skin likes. You know, she's sensitive and she's also prone to acne. Even at my age, I'm almost 50 and I still get these damn pimples. So I'm not really out there trying to try nothing new as far as skincare. So that's what works for me, and that's what I continue to use. But I didn't put either one of those things on today because, like I said, I'm not going out and I don't like a lot of stuff on my face. So when I do use this Danessa Myricks primer, which I believe has hydrating and priming face serum. So I believe this has hyaluronic acid in it already, so I don't need to be putting 2 and 3 products on my face with that in it already. Just one is enough. Otherwise it gets to be too much and then I end up with acne. So this serum, I love it. And then what I'll do is I'll go over, I don't even know if that's a necessary step, but this is more like a glowy primer. Oh, it's still got glitter. And this here, brand spanking new, just opened it. I went through an entire full-size one, and then I went through a mini one. And I also went through the full-size one of the 8. So now I have my 8.5 open. I'm trying to decide which shade I like better, is the 8.5 or the 8, I don't know. And then I have the 9 open as well, which I like to use as my contour. But this stuff here, oh my God. It goes on, at first when you put it on, it feels a little heavy and greasy, but it dries down and it really does work to control the oils in your face. It's not like a whole total, it's not like what I would call a full matte shine control. And I don't like my face looking like really matte, you know, anyway. I like a little glow, but it's not, that's what it is, a glow, instead of like just pure grease on my face. Now that I'm older anyway, my face is not as oily as it used to be when I was younger, where I really couldn't wear anything on my face because it would just melt off literally an hour later. But now that I'm older and perimenopausal, My skin is, instead of being just straight up oily, it is combination normal. And I live in LA now. I grew up in New York. New York is very humid, especially in the summer. So that was another thing. So I'm in a different climate, older, and I'm living in a much drier climate. So my skin is not as oily as it used to be. And I am okay with that. It's less acne that I have to deal with. I still get acne, but not like before. I don't know, this spoon thing is not fitting back in here correctly. I don't know, this must be a glitch. Okay, so that's done. So let's go with the first concealer. Was gonna be shade 14. Let me get my trusty dusty Michael Myers. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Mirror, I love this mirror from Glamlight. It's fun, I have the whole collection. I waited with a bated breath for an entire year for them to drop that Michael Myers collection. You think I've used any of it yet, other than the mirrors? No, I have way too much goddamn makeup. Anyway, back to Danessa. So yeah, so this serum, this concealer is pretty, it's nice. It's not my favorite, I guess. I haven't really decided what my favorite. Well, no, I love the LYS concealers. I think those are my absolute favorites so far. But Danessa Myricks is good too. Okay. Now, do I want to cover up the dark spots there? I mean, do I really care? Most days, no. But today we'll do it. Why not? Just to show off the product. So I've had these Danessa Myricks products for a while. So the only thing that's really fairly new that I'm using today is this palette. Pretty much everything else I'm putting on my face, or a lot of them are repeat purchases and things I've been using for like over a year now. So I feel like I am qualified to truly speak confidently as to whether or not I would recommend it. So let's chat. Okay, so this concealer, I think it was released, was it last year or the year before? I don't remember. If you know, feel free to let me know in the comments because I don't remember. But I did buy it as soon as it came out, so I've had it here for a while. I've been using it off and on for at least a year, probably a little longer. And like I said, it's not my favorite concealer formula, but it's a good one. Color matches all, of course, perfect. And most importantly, it hasn't caused any acne in the past. So that's that. If you want to try it, sure, it's Sephora sale starting soon. That would be a good time to pull it out. But it's like a thin, it's not a super thick or a super thin consistency. It's more like somewhere in between. As you can see, the coverage is pretty decent. I don't have a lot of dark circles under my eyes anyway. Most of my discoloration really is around my mouth. So I didn't bother to color correct today. I just straight up didn't feel like it. Yeah, so now clean this brush. Oh, the Yummy Skin brushes, her My Kitco collab with that gentleman from My Kitco. I had never even heard of My Kitco before, if I'm being honest. So I don't even know who he is or anything about the brand, but their collaboration, these brushes, I love the brushes. And yeah, I bought the entire shebang, that $500 set, and I have been using those brushes ever since. For me personally, they were well worth the money. I think it's like over 30 brushes in there. So if you do the math and divide it, it actually comes out cheaper than if you were to buy a single brush from Sephora, the Pro line, which I love those brushes. And another one of my favorite brands is BK Beauty. Their brushes are pretty expensive as well, so they can run you like $30. So just think about $30 times 30. That's like $900 if you're buying like different brushes from there for that. You know, I think it's definitely worth the price, and it actually turns out to be cheaper if you do the math. And if you don't have like a nice brush collection and you want a nice brush collection, I recommend the My Kitco Danessa Myricks collection. I'm almost tempted to buy a second one. That's how much I love them, but that's excessive. So I will refrain for now. Yeah. So that's the brush I just used. That was a concealer brush. Definitely one of my favorite concealer brushes. Another one of my favorite concealer brushes is the one from Singe Beauty as well. Another, what did I do with that brush? It's over there somewhere. What did I, oh, this one here. This is another one of my favorite brushes for concealer. It's the F02 from Singe Beauty. Not a cheap brush. Again, if you compare the My Kit Co, the whole set, and divide it, it actually comes out cheaper than one of these. And they're both, in my opinion, equally great brushes. And I love concealer brushes that are kind of like a finger, you know, so they both have that aspect to it. I think Danessa makes a, matter of fact, in the My Kit Co, I think there's one that is similar to this also, and I love it. And then of course the Sephora Pro brushes. That's another one of my favorite concealer. It looks just like this, but it's the Sephora one. And here it is. Is that it? No, not that one. Here it is. This one is from Sephora. Again, very similar shape, that finger shape that I love. The 71 Sephora Pro. Those are my favorite. I feel like they get under my eye perfectly and blend really well. So that's my little brush recommendations today. Okay. Okay, I think that's concealed enough. All right. Just wipe this brush off. I'm trying to build a habit of cleaning my brushes more frequently. I just washed a whole crap ton of brushes this weekend that have been sitting there, I'm ashamed to say, for months. That's how many brushes I have, a lot of brushes. But just for preventing acne, because I'm noticing I'm having some breakouts. I'm probably using my brushes and sponges too long, so I'm trying to keep my brushes clean. Anyway, it's a little sidebar. Let's go with the concealer, no, foundation. Let's see. So this is what I said, 18G. 18G. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. All right. So let's see this. The new Natasha Denona foundation just came out, and I am quite curious about that whole complexion line. Actually, I had taken a break from her because honestly, with some of the eyeshadows, I don't feel like it's really flattering on my complexion, or some of her eyeshadows, the latest releases. But I don't know, she has like over 50 shades with that oh my God, with that foundation. That's a lot of shades. And the formula looks really nice. I think I might try it. Anyway, in the meantime, Danessa. So let's put this on. I'm using one of the best foundation brushes of all time from BK Beauty. And this is the 101, again with the sloping. As you can see, I really like that whole sloping thing. As for this foundation, again, it just feels heavy on the face. I don't like it. Yeah. This is not my favorite foundation formula at all. I have to be honest. It just feels really heavy, but we'll see how it dries down and how it looks over. I'm just taking a little bit more. I didn't add any more because it's really thick. And I'm probably gonna go over it with my sponge. Just to take some of this excess off. Yeah. Yes, this is the Glam Light sponge from that Hershey Kisses collection. I still have it, still use it, love this sponge. Wish she'd make more of these. Giselle, if you're listening, make more. All right, so. Oh, in case I never mentioned it before, actually I have mentioned it, but I mention it all the time. Not a huge fan of full coverage foundations either. I don't feel the need to cover up all of my imperfections. Just the ones that bother me. So, this is, yeah, okay. It feels heavy on the face, and then I put those other two things on the bottom, so, I don't know. Not my favorite foundation, but nice coverage and nice shade match too. Can't complain about that. All right, so what do we want to do for contour, bronzing, whatever? I think I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more. I'm just not totally convinced that this is for me. It's kind of warm actually. So it could be like more like a bronzer. What do y'all think? Let me get my trusty dusty Sephora Pro Contour contouring brush. I think it's 78. Yeah, 78. Yep, okay. Let's see what we can do. I'm not really that great at contouring either, I'm to be honest. But practice makes perfect, right? That's what they say. So, I do like this shade though. A lot. Are any of you trying the new House Labs one? I saw another creator. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I don't remember her name. I just watched her this morning. She tried out the new House Labs contour. It looked stunning on her skin too. It did. But I'm not really a contour girly, so I don't know if I'm gonna pick that up. Okay, I do like this shade though. And this shade is actually a little bit warmer. To me, it's kind of warm to be a contour. So I think it's more of a bronzer. Now I'm going to go in with the lighter concealer. In shade 12, just to brighten up under my eye a little bit and have a little contrast to this. I don't know, I feel like this concealer is dried out on me. And I'm not one of those people that goes all over the place with the brightening concealer. I only like it really under the eyes. That's kind of how I do my makeup. So let's blend that. Blend that in together with the all right, let's powder that down. Using Danessa Myricks, this is the banana. Yeah, this is the banana shade. I use this just under the eyes. Here. Here. This is actually more makeup than I normally wear on a day-to-day basis. If I'm being honest, most days I don't even wear makeup. This is definitely not something I'd be doing every day. Just like if I'm going out somewhere and or if I'm just in the mood, or if I'm just playing around. But yeah, this is way more than I like to wear on a daily basis. That's a lot of powder. Okay, and then going with the regular powder. But before we do, we need to pick out a blush because I'm going to use Danessa's cream blushes, and you know, those are super pigmented. So yeah, I'll be right back. Let me choose a shade. All right, here we are with my chosen cheek products, both of them from Danessa, both of them the Yummy Skin. This is the blush in the shade Grape Soda. Let me open that up for you. See this? Nice and balmy. Beautiful. I think this will go perfect with my look. And then, remember those lowlighters? Nobody talks about them. And honestly, I have barely used them. So here's the one that I'm going to use today in the shade Unbothered. Yeah. So, ooh, it feels like it dried out a little bit. And there it is. Okay, let's see how that works. It feels a little dry. Let's start with the blush. If you know about these blushes from Danessa, they're pretty pigmented. So let's see how this works out. I'm using, again, my Yummy brush. It's a dense brush, so let's see. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Yeah, I always do this. That is some serious pigment. Look at that. Look. Okay. I always do this. I went really too hard. All right, so let's see how well she blends out. I love this shade. Oh, it's so pretty. Pigment. All right. So let's trying to decide if I want to try this lowlighter before or after. Let's do it before, just in case. Before I powder. Okay. I usually like my, I usually like my highlighters around here. It's very subtle. It's a low lighter, so I think that's the point. I like it. Yeah. Feels formula is definitely drier than the blushes, their blush counterparts. I gotta go in with some powder and fix this. I was a little heavy-handed with the blush, I admit it. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those blushes. They are super pigmented. Like, look at this, I look like a clown. But it's okay, because I have powder to fix that. So let's do that and see. This is the powder. So this powder shade, by the way, and that I'm about to use is shade number 3. So get the other side of my sponge, or poof, whatever it's called, and let's go over this. See what happens. Definitely diminishes it. But it's still pretty prominent. Yeah, my hand was way too heavy. It's okay. It's just makeup. And I know when I'm going out not to use that much on there, just a little tap. I should have known that. I've been using those blushes for a couple of years now. So I just got a little excited today. Okay, still pretty obvious though, but that's fine. Not so much with with the Lowlighter though. I think I may have to go back over with the Lowlighter. Let me just dust off all this extra. This is an old Fenty brush. Remember these brushes? When Fenty first dropped them, they were like all the rage. Now nobody even talks about them. But I still use mine. Even though I have a huge selection. A huge collection, actually, is what I meant to say. A huge collection of brushes, but I still like to go back to my oldie but goodies. Okay. Much better. I mean, it's still a little much for me, like on an everyday basis, but shit, if I'm just hanging out, going out to a party, heck yeah. I'm gonna go in with this blush. Yes, yes, yes. I wanna add some more Lowlighter because I feel like it got taken away. Put that right here. I don't even know if you can see it because it's so, let me try my fingers. It's so subtle. There it is. Now you can see it. Just blend it in. So I don't like a super blinding highlighter anyway. So I love stuff like this, where it's just really subtle. And I only like it at the top of my cheekbones and on the tip of my nose. And at the top of my forehead, because I love to accentuate my high forehead. I know a lot of people don't, but a lot of people don't like having big foreheads, but I think high foreheads are beautiful. And I love to accentuate mine or highlight it. I do. I like that big shiny forehead. I love it. Okay. And it's funny because people used to tease me about it when I was a kid. Oh, you got the big old shiny forehead. I know, and I love it. Embrace your natural beauty, guys. Love the skin that God put you in. It's all beautiful. Beauty is diverse. Okay, so let's finish up this eye look. I think I want to, yeah, I can definitely see it. It's not, this is so pretty. Look at that. It's like a glow from within type of deal. Rub it in a little more. But yeah, that's stunning. And the shade, what shade is this again? This is shade Unbothered. Yeah, really nice, subtle. Well, maybe not that subtle, but nice highlighter. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's finish up this eye look, okay? So, I'm gonna go, I need to go back in with Cinderella in my inner corner because I think I accidentally wiped some of it away when I was putting on my concealer. There we go, much better. Yep, other side. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go under the eyes now. With this brown. That's like a perfect shade brown for me. I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop. These creme gel liners, the multi-chrome ones. Remember those? It's been about a year or two. Yeah, let's put these on. Okay, so I need to pick out a lip color, and I am leaning towards like a nice hot pink. So let me see who I have in stock, or what I have in stock, and I will be back. And I'm also gonna spray my face too, because I do want to set this. It's really warm in LA too, and it's hot in I don't do AC, so my apartment's a little warm. I feel like my makeup is starting to melt already. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go figure out what brand I want to use, what hot pink, and I will be back. See you in a few. I'm back. So I've chosen my lippies. Patrick Ta wins today, and I am going to go a little bolder than what I myself am normally used to. So I'm doing this hot pink. I love hot pink lippies, but ask me if I'm bold enough to go outside with a hot ass pink lip. Probably not. I'm gonna have to work on that because it's just so beautiful. But let's see how this looks, okay? So here's the liner. I've had this liner for what feels like decades, which is basically a long time. This is like the perfect, yeah, this is a really nice shade of hot pink for me. And definitely a wearable shade. I don't know about to work, even though I do wear red lipstick to work, because for me, red lipstick is always appropriate. Always. Even at funerals. Let's see what this hot pink though. I forgot to set my face. Gotta spray my face. All that powder makes it look dry. Ugh. Okay. I am so looking forward to Danessa's setting spray coming out. Oh, it's coming out. Is it today? Or sometime this week? So I have to travel to New York, and I'm going to be there for an extended amount of time. So I will be visiting all the wonderful Sephoras, specifically that one in Times Square. That's like probably my favorite Sephora of all the Sephoras I've been to. The one in Times Square. It's huge. I think it's like 2 levels. Oh, gorgeous. Yeah. My wallet will not be safe when I go there. Yeah, back to this liner. So these Patrick Ta liners, they've been out for some time. You know, obviously I haven't had not a decade, but I've had them for a while. Still works pretty well. They are on the drier side compared to some of the new ones coming out, like the Fenty one, which is really like smooth and emollient, but dries down. This one, I haven't used that often, so I can't comment too much on the quality. But it's applying pretty well. The shade for me is, yeah. One thing about Patrick Ta, he does make, say what you want about him, but he makes shades that are very brown skin friendly. He does. I have to give that to him, which is why I keep buying his shit. Except for those new highlighters. I'm not buying that. Those look gross. But his lippies, I love his his glosses and his lipsticks. Yeah. All right. Now here's the lipstick. What is the name of this shade? I didn't even say. It's the hot. It's only the only hot. She's hard to get. She's hard to get is the name of the shade of the lip liner, and I suspect it's the same. Yeah, for the lipstick because they all match. So here's the lipstick. I think it's broken. Yeah, he makes great shades, but it's always some kind of like defect. You know, he's got to work on that. Yeah. This hot ass pink, yeah. It is quite, yeah, stunning, but it's broken. Not my favorite matte formula. That would probably go to Gucci and Prada. And Pat McGrath too. But this is nice. It goes on nice. I did pre-moisturize my lips. I used a lip butter. So my lips are pretty hydrated, and I drank a lot of water too. So, but this shade, oh yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep, it's broken. It's broken. God, how could you? And then I have this gloss to go over it, because I kind of want a glossy look today. Although I am really digging this matte look too. I don't know. Maybe I won't do the gloss. This is such a nice matte hot pink. I'm trying to think, like, what could I wear with this? It's such a bold lip. Like, I wouldn't do a bold eye like this with it. Oh, it looks beautiful. Maybe just like a one and done with some liner, nothing on the bottom, and this bold lip just to accentuate my lips. Because I do have very full lips, which I love. I love accentuating my full lips. I really do. I think full lips are beautiful. Always have. I never had a complex about my lips. Yeah. And this is giving. I think I might, I don't know, I can't decide. Oh. And I love his glosses too. Here's the gloss. Let's see what it looks like on top of that. Oh, it's pretty. But it's just like a clear glossy. Do I want glossy hot pink or matte hot pink? It smells good too. I think I'm gonna stick with matte hot pink. Yeah, gloss is nice though. Yeah, but very sheer. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the matte hot pink because I don't want sheer. I want bold for me. All right, well, let's take out. Let me go and put any little finishing touches, and I will be back to recap everything I used. See you in a few. Okay, I'm back to recap everything that I used, and hopefully I don't get lazy. If I'm not feeling too lazy, I'll also write it down in the comment section. But pretty much, except the eyeshadow, only thing I didn't use, no, actually, I'm not sure. I featured 3 brands here today that I can think of, 4 or maybe 4. So yeah, the ColourPop eyeliner for under my waterline. I don't even know if you can really see that, but I really like this formula of eyeliner. Yeah, I remember when they came out with it, the nice dual chrome liner. These are nice, and they go on so smooth. They don't drag on my eye or anything, so I really am digging those. Lips, as we know, is the Patrick Ty. I opted not to go for the lip liner. I'm sorry, the lip gloss. So just the liner and the lipstick, which I've had for several years now, still works good. Except the lipstick, it's kind of broken half. But you know, Patrick Ty, you know, hit or miss. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But this color works for me. Okay. On the face is all Danessa Myricks from the powders as well. 2 shades of powder. For the under eye, I used, I think it's called Banana. I can't really, no, it's yellow, sorry. The shade is yellow that I use under the eye. And for the rest of the face, it just shade number 3 that I used to powder the rest of my face. Concealers, for my regular shade is 14. Number 12 for under eye brightening, okay? Foundation here. I don't know, it's starting to feel a little better now. It's a heavy foundation, it's kind of thick, great coverage, but it is a full coverage foundation, so that's probably why. So if you like a full coverage, it's glowy, so make sure you come with that powder, and make sure you know, before you put it on, you put on the those blurring balm powder so it can control the oil, because this is pretty heavy and pretty emollient and very moisturizing. I don't know if you have like super oily skin, I don't know if this was a good choice. But anyway, my shade is 18G for that, okay? So I did that, blurring balm powder, that was the universal shade. And also, I didn't even use the number 9 to do my contour. I actually went with this. This is like an old G Danessa Myricks product. I don't even remember what it's called because I can't see the writing on here. And I think it's shade 3. Deep 1. Shade is deep 1. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, and of course, oops. Yeah, I'll get that in a second. The Nomad Cosmetics, European, Fairytale Europe. Sorry, I have Haunted Europe too. Haunted Europe was not one of my favorite Nomad palettes, but I need to revisit that because I don't know. But this is stunning. I think my favorite really is the Fuji Lakes. That I did a look with like a little while ago, but this is stunning. Just beware, the shimmers are very shimmering, okay? And this, so I had a lot of fallout with it. So this is one of those palettes where you want to do your face first, okay? But so far my eyes, they're not like, they're not irritated at all actually. So that's a good sign. I'll let you know if that changes. Yeah, I'm just dropping everything. Okay, I think it's time to go. All right, so that's pretty much everything. Oh, I forgot, I did line my eyes on top here. Danessa Myricks. Do y'all remember these? Does anybody, does she still make them? But these are her waterproof cushion color. And you know, these little bad boys, when they dry down, they dry down. But I've had this for several years and it is still nice and moist and usable. Like, great eyeliner. So this is like one of my daily, you know, in my daily stash over here that I just keep nearby whenever I want like a dark blue. The name of that, matter of fact, the name of the shade of this eyeliner is Night Walk. It's Night Walk, so it's like a super like dark midnight blue. It's so pretty. And I thought it would look great against these beautiful colors here in my eyes. So yeah, that, and then also mascara, the Pat McGrath, which I've had this a while, so probably should throw this out because it's looking a little, and it didn't really do anything for my lashes, if I'm being honest. So in the garbage. Alrighty, that's it for now, guys. Thank you. If you made it to the end of the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and please, I would love to hear your comments, or actually read your comments below. Do you have any of these products? What in your stash are you shopping right now? A lot of wonderful new releases are coming out for this fall 2025 winter holiday 25-26 season. And yes, I will be picking up some of the stuff, but I'm endeavoring to be more intentional with my purchases. So obviously I can't pick up everything because my wallet just can't sustain that. But the things that stand out most for me, I will be picking them up and then I will feature them here on the channel. So there are a few items that I do have in mind that I am planning to get. Unfortunately, my mother's having a health issue, so I need to be in New York for the next couple of months. So some of the indie shadows that I want to purchase will have to wait until I get back, but the stuff that I can get in store out there in New York, which like the luxury brands, that won't be a problem. I will do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you beautiful peoples out there, it was lovely chatting with you once again. I hope to see you again real soon. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of this look, especially this lipstick, because I think it is fire. Let me know if you've picked up any of this stuff or if you're thinking about it. All right, take care.